Welcome back, blade fans, blade lovers everywhere. Right now, we're doing a Kwaiken time. Time to quake up with your coffee. Oh, bad joke. Okay, so what is a Kwaiken? And who the heck is Lucas Burnley? Well, I think most of us know who Lucas Burnley is. He designed these knives. But a Kwaiken, kind of hard to get a hard and fast definition on it, searching the web and various sources as we all do to become experts on things, right? So I did it and turned up a few things. Emerson makes a Kwaiken, and a darn nice one in their style. The Emerson page said that the Kwaiken was the hidden blade for the samurai. Now, as far as I know, there's three swords that the samurai carried. There was the long sword, which was the katana, the short sword, the wakizashi, and the knife, which was the tanto. But it seems as though tanto and Kwaiken are sort of interchangeable, with the Kwaiken being a pointier, slender blade with a short handle. Tanto's traditionally had a short handle as well. In fact, if you look at the James Williams designs, all the way from his fixed blades down to his folders, a lot of them for Columbia River Knife and Tool, as well as now his own company, you'll see that there's a handle that just fits your hand pretty much and is the same width as your hand. Part of the reason for that was that it couldn't be pried loose from your hand by using the pommel. But there's some speculation about why it's short. It's short as well because it didn't protrude up very far and could be tucked into the waistband, I suppose. Anyway, we can speculate a lot, but the main thing is that Kwaikens become a thing, and Lucas Burnley is well known for designing Kwaikens, particularly for the Boker company, and we have three fine examples here today. We have the Kwaiken Air, as its name implies, a very lightweight folder, heavily weight relieved on the inside, as you can see. And if you're looking for individual reviews on these, you can look no further than my channel. I have a review on each of these knives that you see here. This is a nice contrast of the green natural G10 that we call Jade, and the black liners, black blade, and this is a VG10 blade. And rather minimal branding on it. And let's pull some focus here. So there you have Burnley, you have the steel VG10, and you have Boker's moniker right there, and a long slender blade that is quite sharp out of the box. Haven't touched any of these up yet because none of these frankly have been in the EDC rotation yet. We have a deep carry clip on this guy that is recessed right into the handle. That's nice, and does have flathead screws, so this really disappears into the pocket quite nicely, just about completely. Got a little bit sticking out there. Now, one feature each of these knives has is a hidden lanyard pin in the pommel. There you see that one below the surface. You can't see it looking at it from the side, so doesn't stick out, doesn't get in the way, doesn't mess up the lines of the knife. Here we have a D2 version in a out the front knife. This is made by Cobra Tech for Boker. As I understand it, parts are made in Taiwan. and then they're assembled in the US by Cobra Tech, I think in Texas. So one thing that Burnley's been criticized for by some knife reviewers on YouTube is this little swedge in the top. And I looked at a lot of photographs of traditional Kwaikens, and I saw that same swedge. So I don't think it's an invention of Mr. Burnley necessarily. It is something that was part of the traditional design. It is a pressure relieving for the thrust, because you have a thin point. Let's try to catch a focus here, shall we? We have a thin point, there we go, that's pretty well reinforced behind it, and then after that first initial penetration, you have a lessening of pressure with that swedge. Aside from that, you could simply say, well, it's just a design statement. You got a good amount of handle on this knife. Some say the blade looks a little short for the handle. Well, that could be. Has to do with the mechanism inside there and so forth. And there's a lot going on in out the front knives. Here you can see that the blade is set to the side, as it is even on the Microtechs, because your mechanism is over on the side here under the handle, the spring, and the double action mechanism that allows that to happen. Finally, we have the cream of the crop here, of these three anyway. This is an out the side auto that is made for Boker in the US by none other than ProTech, the automatic knife experts. And this is very fast firing, as are most ProTechs, out the side. A lot of zip, a lot of zap. There's your hidden lanyard pin again. And not quite as deep a carry clip as the others, but it is machined into the handle. No need for these screws to be below the surface because they're not underneath the clip. What they even give you on this one is kind of a relief there so that you can push your thumb below the surface of the handle in order to seat that and lock it in place. Otherwise, you might have a hard time pushing here, because all of these knives share one feature, and that is a geometric sort of a handle, very stick-like and simple. At the same time, you can't see any blade, can you? So if we close them all up, obviously out the front's not going to have a problem. It does have the actuation switch on top. But if we look at the manual Kwaiken Air, same thing as the out the side. Flush. Noticing that you really got to attack this one to open it. That flipper tab's pretty muted. It does have jimping, but you got to go right after it, or it's got a bit of a stiff detent. Don't know if that can be remedied or not. But they are interesting designs with long, slender, single-edge blades. All made probably different OEMs, because I'm not sure who makes their manual for them. Could be made, let's see. They're not really saying. We have serial numbers on the top of at least two of these. I've got a 052 on the out the front, and I've got a 823 on the Kwaiken Air, high up in the numbering on that one. So there are many more Kwaiken designs put out by Boker in all sorts of different handles and configurations. You may have one. Maybe that's why you're taking a look at this video, or you're interested in one. Maybe that's why you're taking a look at this video. So either way, they're useful blades. They could be put to utility in EDC chores, or simply admired for the simple, I would call them modern lines, modern take on the Kwaiken, on the Japanese style. But that is what we've got today, kind of a pondering of the Kwaiken. You may want to do a little more research on your own and learn more about it. And how does it differ from a tanto? I wonder. I'm sure somebody has that exactly detailed out and is just waiting to tell me. Okay, everybody, guys, don't forget to come back and check out the next video. Got some interesting ones coming up, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Be back with you soon.